Hi, I'm Victor Cantore. I'm the president and CEO of Amex Exploration, and I'm glad to be here with Matthew to do an interview with Crux Investor.
Well, I'm glad you're here too. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great.
It's good to see you again,
Great to see you.
face to face. Look, here we are, Beaver Creek, beautiful setting, lots of people pounding the streets, lots of meetings going on. You're here to do what?
Well, we have a full schedule. It was really nice. So it's a really good mix between retail investors, institutional, so funds, lots of strategics also. So we got a full schedule. I got a team. We're four of us over here doing all the meetings.
See, that's quite good actually. So all the right people are here. It's not just meetings for the sake of meeting. Sometimes these conferences can be just, I'm not quite sure why we have that meeting. So you're meeting the right sorts of people and shareholders as well. Good news. What are you telling them though? Difficult market.
Mm-hmm.
You continue to drill, you continue to find gold, lots of gold. So it's all kind of good news, but it's kind of fairly one-dimensional at the moment, isn't it, in that sense? So what do they want to see from you? What are you telling them about what you're going to be doing?
Yeah, so our last press release the one just before that, we showed we were finding more gold, high-grade gold. Other areas.
Uh-huh.
So the reason we put out a technical team, so right now, we brought in a mining engineer, a resource geologist, an environmental person. We're just trying to show that this project is profitable enough to move it forward. But by no means have we slowed down on the exploration side.
Right.
Basically, what's going to happen is you're going to have, in a dual sense, you're going to have a development team going forward, and we're also going to have an exploration team that's going as much and as fast as we were before. I can talk about the forest fires, for example. A lot of people want to know what the impact was of that. So we're very glad that nothing's happened in the sense where there was no injuries, there was no material injuries, material damage to any of our infrastructure. Like our core shack is actually in the town, so the town would have to burn down before our core shack burns down. No equipment from any of our contractors, which was their equipment, had been damaged. The positive thing is now they're harvesting all the wood because it's basically the bark that burns. And the trees have to be harvested once the bark is burned. The government is creating with the forestry company, something like 65 kilometers of new roads. And as we all know, discoveries are usually made beside roads. And so we're happy there. It's delayed us a little bit on the exploration side. It was almost 2 months from the fires. And then
it's 2 months. Wow.
Yeah, it was 7 weeks. Then you still gotta, you demob, then you gotta mobilize again. So there goes another week. So areas that we were gonna go with helicopters now are being, we're gonna have access to them just by road.
Okay.
Including new areas.
Right. Okay. Let's talk about this dual track strategy. Okay.
Yeah.
Exploration is a bit I know. It was 5 drills turning.
That's right.
Drill. Are we going to stay with 5 drills?
Yes.
With that team? Okay.
Absolutely.
So there's money in the bank. I mean, what are you sitting on at the moment?
As of June 30th, we still had $12.4 million. There was another $4.4 million coming in from the government. Mm-hmm. And it's a little bit of a mix between flow through dollars and hard dollars. So I have to spend my flow through dollars by December 31st. Mm-hmm. And I'll still have hard dollars. After that.
So how much do you have to spend on the flow through?
We're going to be left with about $6 to $7 million as at January 1st.
Okay.
So it's basically the difference about $7 or $8 million that has to be spent between now or from June 30th to December 30th.
Right. And what type of drilling is it in terms of what are you setting out to try to do in terms of adding to what you've got?
So both. Because we will put out we're planning to put out a resource in Q1 with a PEA, an economic study immediately after that. So we're moving forward that. So you're going to need some more infill drilling, but definitely there's exploration drilling. Like we've gone to areas where we're looking for new discoveries also. Right,
because then traditionally discoveries move the dial. It'd be interesting to see whether it moves the dial if you do make discoveries.
That's correct.
For sure. So that team is wholly intact and getting on with the current plan. Fine, understood. Now tell me about this exciting team you're putting forward in terms of the development, because that suggests ambition, yes, resource, yes, PEA in terms of getting some economics around this thing. This team, what have you briefed them to do specifically?
To do the best resource possible, mineable resource. I want a resource that can be mined. We're not just putting ounces for ounces. This is
explain that to people, because quite often when I talk to CEOs off camera, there's a let's just do enough to get a couple of headlines, a couple of stories out there and get people excited. But if you're planning to actually for something that can actually get mined, because you're talking to strategics, you need to appeal to strategics and people who will come in with a balance sheet and build this thing. So tell me more.
So when you look at, again, I'll give you the waivers. I'm not a mining engineer.
Yeah.
I'm not a geologist. But when you look at all the material is publicly available, you look at the high grade zone, it is so continuous. The grade is continuous. Some of these, when you have this high grade, sometimes you think it's nuggety. I would never use that word for this deposit because it just goes nicely down. It's almost vertical.
Right.
So that means you can mine that easily. You can go in with there's so many ways we can do. So we can show them that, look, we can mine this. It can come in, ramp, and you can mine this very cheap versus putting a shaft at the beginning. But again, this is all conceptual. It's so they're going to put together a few different studies and see, okay, what is the easiest way to mine? But again, we're still exploring on the other side. We're still expanding.
Yeah.
And basically that team will take all the mineable ounces. Like the high grade zone is going to be, to me, that's where you should go. You should go first.
Yeah.
Right into the heart of the high grade zone.
Right. Again, we talk this conversation with multiple people who fill mines. Again, it's important that mine builders actually get involved now, because where's the plant going to go? Where the stockpile's going to go? And where's the camp? And all of that stuff is really, really important at this stage. Like, how big is this team? And
so the team right now, so there's Stephen Coates. He works with, he's one of the founders of this company called EvoMine. He's the third party consultant that's actually working with us. We will have so he doesn't work for us as an employee, but we will have a full-time mining engineer that will start with us sometime along March, April or so.
Cool.
And I'll tell you about the rest of the team. So there's Jonathan Gagné. He's a mining engineer. Right now he was involved with he was actually one of the main people at the Greenstone mine, which is owned. It's a big operation there. They're just getting started. It was a $1.5 billion build out. Low grade open pit mine. So he's got a lot of experience in his current experience. Then there's Pierre-Luc Richard, which he just signed off he was the one who signed off on the mine of the Osisco mine. And then there's, the Osisco mine, it's not a mine yet. So I'll come back to the name. The name just skipped my mind. Anyways, it's not too. I think it's about 75 kilometers away from us. That Osisco mine, and then there's Jacqueline Leroux, which she's an environmental person. She's working with. She was the one who got the Eleanor mine permitted. She was one of them, and she's currently with Troilus.
Right. Okay. So who we know quite well. With the money that you've got left, I'm just very conscious. Again, this has been a long, deep cycle. Mm-hmm. We're 3 years out. Right? It's been brutal.
Windfall. I don't mean to cut you off.
Windfall. Got that.
The windfall.
There we go. There were people at home shouting at the screen.
Yeah. Windfall. Exactly.
We knew that. So with the money you've got left, you've got to kind of time that right, okay? Because it's. Well, you don't want to be going raising money at these valuations, okay? No. Because like even you've done so well, have been hurt by the market. So timing of you've got the money for both dual track teams to be doing their thing, which is great. In terms of the kind of conversations that you're going to need to have with strategics at some point, because you're not necessarily mine builders, you're setting it up, you're setting the scene up, painting the picture for mine builders to kind of come in here. You're okay for capital for a while, by the sounds of it. What's the kind of burn rate?
I mean, the burn rate, we control the burn rate. The exploration, how much exploration you wanna do. Look, right now I've got enough money all the way to go to PEA. If I have to slow down the drilling, I can.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Right.
So we're gonna do like we've done over the last. It's about 5 years that I've been with this company. We've always financed when we have money. I'm not saying there's a financing coming. I'm just we'll finance.
Yeah,
we'll finance at an opportune time.
But those are the choices that you've got to make in terms of if it feels like it may be slightly expensive, but it's the value of what that capital can release. A return on capital invested is what it's
That's
about.
correct.
Or you say, actually, I'm going to slow things down. Not because we're not finding what we want. We are. But because the market is not yet ready to give us the value that we think we deserve. Okay, so that's a reasonable conversation,
and you have to look at the trade-off. You have to,
Yeah.
that's where you sit down and you really analyze that. It's, but I'm in no, I don't have any pressure on me on financing right now. I have more than that. That's why I gave you the amounts of money we have. We can, we could go to 6 drills. We go back to 3 drills. We can, and still effectively move forward the project. That's really important.
So when you're looking out there in the market, in fact, we're even having conversations out here with other miners, not necessarily the investors, but other miners. What's the kind of mood at the moment? What's the expectation? Everyone's coming up with a different business plan, adjusting and changing and adapting and being agile. They need to, but the mood and expectation is what?
Well, it's positive. Like I'm the ultimate positive person. I'm always looking for that silver lining. I don't believe interest rates are going to go up forever. Eventually, this cycle is going to have to stop, and interest rates will be coming back down. If we looked at the last cycle when interest rates were high and they came back down, gold really moved up substantially. And you look at it the other way: is that the higher the rates go, the more they got to come down after that. So I'm expecting gold to go up. When is that time? Who knows? But we're always. Yeah, things are going to turn around next month. And looking at gold right now, $1,900, $1,909 this morning. I mean, it's not bad. It's $2,600 Canadian.
It's not. Yeah, it's not bad, but also costs have come up. I think that's the problem. So I was saying, I think the margin is still there if you're a producer, well, a good producer, but it's edging up. And I think what people want to see is that kind of breakaway from the costs. And it start moving properly. So we won't get into all sorts of conspiratorial chat that's out there. Yeah. We'll just be happy with getting on with what we're doing and finding more goals.
Absolutely.
So well done. We'll see you soon, I'm sure. Lots more news coming from you. That seems apparent to everyone. So stay in touch, okay?
Yeah. One thing that I just wanted to add is that I wanted to make sure that everyone understands it's not just because we have a development team, it doesn't mean we're not exploring. We're exploring,
dual track,
and we're exploring actively.
Yep. No, we've got that loud and clear. We'll make sure everyone knows.
Great.
Dual track.
Dual track.
See you.